What do the illegal drug trade and the real estate market have in common? They're two of the most powerful economic forces in the world. This is a story about how criminal masterminds merge the two to build sprawling, multi-million-dollar empires. Here's the playbook. Take a fortune built on crime, wash it clean by pouring illicit cash into luxury properties, and create a seemingly legitimate business empire. But how is it really done? What does it take to bring it all down? This is a look inside the real estate schemes that fuel global drug empires, based on the real-world tactics used by today's most sophisticated criminals. Let's imagine a criminal CEO operating in the sprawling suburbs of a major city like Atlanta. We'll call her the architect. On the surface, she lives in a comfortable, unremarkable home. But behind that facade, she's the leader of a transnational criminal organization, and her business is methamphetamine. Her model is brutally efficient. The organization sources liquid methamphetamine from contacts in Mexico, a form that's much easier to transport and conceal. Once it crosses the border and arrives stateside, Phase 2 begins. The organization operates multiple conversion labs, not in some remote warehouse, but scattered throughout quiet residential neighborhoods. In these seemingly ordinary homes, the liquid is chemically transformed into hundreds of kilograms of crystal meth. The final product is then sold, generating a torrent of cash. Millions of dollars in drug money flow back to collection points, which are, again, just regular houses. Here, the cash is counted, bundled, and prepared for the most crucial stage of the operation. For a while, the architect is an unseen, unheard queenpin of a thriving enterprise. She's built a vertically integrated drug business, controlling everything from sourcing to manufacturing to distribution. The profits are immense, but they come with a problem just as big. It's all cash. Stacks and stacks of dirty money that are impossible to spend on a large scale without attracting the attention of law enforcement. The architect needs a way to make her millions look legitimate. She finds her answer not in offshore banks or complex shell corporations, but in something far more tangible: brick and mortar. Money laundering sounds complicated, but the idea is simple. You take dirty money from illegal activities and run it through a series of transactions to make it look clean, like it came from a legitimate source. The process is broken down into 3 stages: placement, layering, and integration. Criminals like the architect have become masters of all 3, using the real estate market as their personal laundromat. The first stage is placement, getting the dirty cash into the financial system. This is often the riskiest step for criminals. Depositing hundreds of thousands in cash into a bank account instantly raises red flags. So, they often bypass banks entirely. They take the bulk cash from drug sales and use it to directly purchase assets. This is where the real estate scheme kicks in. Instead of wiring money, associates will show up to a closing with bags of cash to purchase high-value property. Federal authorities have noted that all cash purchases of residential real estate are at high risk for money laundering. These aren't small starter homes. We're talking about sprawling waterfront properties. Next comes layering, obscuring the money's origin. By purchasing a property, drug cash is converted into a tangible asset, a house. This asset can then be mortgaged, used as collateral, or sold. Each transaction adds a new layer, making it harder for investigators to trace the money back to its illicit source. Some criminals use intricate webs of shell companies, but this method is brutally direct, relying on the sheer volume of transactions to create confusion. Finally, there's integration. The money is reintroduced into the legitimate economy. Once a property bought with drug money is sold, the proceeds from that sale look like legitimate real estate profits. That clean money can then be deposited into a bank, invested, or spent without suspicion. The properties themselves can also be used as operational hubs or stash houses, further integrating them into the criminal enterprise. This same principle is applied to other luxury goods, like a fleet of high-end vehicles, further converting drug money into symbols of legitimate wealth. With millions of dollars successfully laundered, our architect doesn't just build a drug business. She builds an empire of luxury. The point of the scheme isn't just to hide the money, but to enjoy it. Her lifestyle reveals the staggering profitability of the operation. Criminals in this position have been known to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars at designer stores like Burberry and Louis Vuitton. Each luxury handbag or coat is another asset purchased with drug proceeds, another item converting dirty cash into a symbol of wealth. The homes are the crown jewels of the empire. A 7-bedroom waterfront property is more than a house. It's a statement. It projects success and legitimacy, all while being funded by narcotics. These properties serve as both personal palaces and functional parts of the criminal machine, used to store cash and host operations. The empire is built on a foundation of perceived invincibility. For years, the organization has operated with impunity, a well-oiled machine that turns liquid meth into luxury cars and waterfront homes. The constant flow of money creates a powerful illusion of success, insulating the leadership from the gritty reality of the drug trade they control. It's an undeserved life of luxury, as one U.S. attorney described a similar case. For a while, it works. The real estate scheme is so effective that it allows major drug traffickers to live like successful entrepreneurs. But no empire built on such a flagrant disregard for the law can last forever. While the Queenpin is busy in designer stores, a multi-agency task force is slowly pulling at the threads of her operation. They're about to discover that her greatest strength, the very visible, tangible real estate portfolio, is also her greatest vulnerability. For years, the empire seems untouchable, but the sheer scale of the operation eventually draws unwanted attention. A massive, multi-agency investigation, part of nationwide initiatives targeting transnational criminal organizations, begins to focus on the flow of drugs and money. These efforts, often involving the DEA, IRS, FBI, and Homeland Security investigations, are designed to dismantle exactly these kinds of high-level criminal enterprises. Investigators connect the dots. They trace the flow of methamphetamine from Mexico to the conversion labs. They identify the network of houses used to store and count cash. And crucially, they uncover the extravagant spending and the brazen real estate purchases. The very assets used to launder the money become a roadmap for law enforcement, pointing directly to the heart of the empire. The end comes swiftly. Federal agents descend on the main residence. Inside the home of the supposed luxury-loving homeowner, agents find the raw reality of her business. Millions in cash, firearms, and luxury vehicles. The facade crumbles. The waterfront homes and designer clothes can't hide the truth. The woman who had spent a fortune on designer goods is now facing the full force of the federal government. Faced with an insurmountable mountain of evidence, a kingpin in this position often pleads guilty to charges like conspiracy to distribute methamphetamine and conspiracy to commit money laundering. The criminal mastermind who had merged the worlds of real estate and narcotics is brought down, and the empire is officially dismantled. The story of The Architect is a stark reminder of how the legitimate economy can be co-opted for criminal purposes. The U.S. real estate market, valued at over $47 trillion, has long been a favorite for criminals due to its stability and, until recently, a lack of transparency. Recent rule changes from the U.S. Treasury aim to close these loopholes, requiring more transparency for all cash purchases made by legal entities like shell companies and trusts. These regulations are designed to make it much harder for illicit actors to hide behind anonymous transactions. This case pulls back the curtain on the deep connection between illicit money and the real estate market, a vulnerability that criminals continue to exploit, but that authorities are working hard to shut down. It shows how even the most audacious schemes, built on mountains of cash and sprawling properties, can be unraveled by dedicated investigation. If you found this look into the hidden world of financial crime fascinating, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more deep dives into the schemes that shape our world. Thanks for watching.